I tell that burnt pickle.
My baby's gonna make her own YouTube natural hair do. That's that good stuff right there.
I give thanks to my pop. Nervous, I got this whole damn thing.
That's alright.
Oh my God, I got roll curl back up.
That's what I like.
My sweetheart gets satisfaction with my hair curling up. I don't mind. But as a woman, he don't realize you would prefer hair that's not curly.
You done. You can leave it just like that.
No.
It's so curly.
See, this is how he likes it. What I'm doing now is just putting some. I can actually let this sit in here and stay in. And I think I am. I was at the store, right? And the girl, like, Rick knows me a lot better than a lot of people. And I ask people questions that I already know the answer to. And sometimes it's helpful because you may know the answer, but you don't know the full answer. So a lot of times, don't think that I'm just dumb because I'm asking a question because I already know the answer. But I actually had an opportunity to educate somebody else, and that made me feel good. And the way that I educated this girl was, I told her how I do my hair. And she said, oh, I'm going to try that. I never tried it like that. Because she said, you know those rods that you got for your hair is not going to do nothing for your hair. And when I told her exactly how I was going to use them, she decided she was going to try it. Now I'm just going based on what I know will work for my hair. I got my little small comb.
That's gonna be enough rods.
I'm gonna have to make it enough.
I brought my knife in here.
I'm gonna have to make it enough. My hair is. I wish I would have had now in Atlanta, Aunt Jackie's and all this. It has to be good because it says Aunt Jackie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, the shampoo?
The product. So that means it's for natural hair. And then I felt a little bit better, you know, because I never used it, but I heard about it on YouTube. Now, these rods may not work for everybody's hair, but I'm just happy that I have graduated with the rods. I expect my hair in another year to be twice the size it is, which is good, but in 3 years, I'll really be doing my thing with the afro. I have a comb that I bought with me. You always want to travel with your comb because you never know what can happen. Now what I'm doing now is I'm combing my hair. As you can see, my hair is real long. I don't know how many inches that is, but it's long. And so I twist my hair. A lot of people don't do that. And it's up to you, your preference. But my philosophy is that if that roller can wrap around 2 or 3 times, you got yourself a good curl. But, like I said, some people, they do things a lot different than I do. And I'm only doing this because of Rick.
That's my poo. I love her.
I prefer to go with the natural look, but what Rick don't understand is that I'm going to have to get out in the air. So this bad baby can do alright. And I'm doing something different. When you're doing it around the sides of your hair, you always want to use the smaller ones because you want the smaller ones to be. You want the sides of your hair to be kind of tight. So if you do the big ones, they're going to be real loose. And you use the big ones for the top, because the top is going to give you that look that you want. But that's just my opinion. Now I don't have a lot of rollers, so that lets you know that I'm going to be rolling real big. And that's okay, because if you do the double strand twist and you roll big, what's going to happen is once you take your hair out, it's going to be double strand anyway. So double strand means you're going to have more of a tighter look. I did not mean for this to be a YouTube sensation or a YouTube tutorial. Always make sure you have a small tooth comb. Now what I have noticed is the best tutorials that I have seen are the ones that's not staged. You just do it as you go, and that way, you know, a lot of other people who's watching it is more confident that they can do the same thing you're doing. A lot of people have their stage, and it just depends on the person. But I don't have mine staged.
No, it's not staged. This is mine.
And that's just what happened was I decided to do it because, like I said, my man wanted me to. He likes this look. I like it too. It's just that I'm always
Doing stuff.
trying to do something different. Because different is new.
But I like her just the way she is.
Thank you. And see, the good thing, guys, is that this product, it stays in your hair, so you don't have to worry about your hair, because you're probably asking, well, how in the hell this gonna dry? It's gonna dry. It's gonna take a little longer, but with the product staying in your hair, at least you got, you know, moisture in your hair. And then about it being hot, you want that. The worst thing that can happen to those of us who wear natural hair is no moisture. It's hard to comb, it's hard to manage. It's just not a good feel. It's almost like using mousse. When you roll your hair.
That break your hair off.
Or setting gel. No, not with women.
Oh, okay. When white people do.
Or like with setting gel. That's what the texture you want.
I know my buddies, Joe Marcinovitz and George Alvarez, used to use mousse in high school, and their asses ball. Joe used to have a little spike thing, pull like George. Both of them, that shit broke both of their hair off. White boy Mike too.
With the Spark Cash card from Capital One, Boris earns unlimited rewards for his small business. Can I get the Smith contract, please? Thank you.
As you'll see, these purple rollers are using the perimeter of my hair, like I said, to just
deserve unlimited rewards. Read back the chicken's testimony, please. Get the Spark Business Card from Capital One and earn unlimited rewards. Choose 2% cash back or double miles.
and you can really, at the top, you really want to keep your rods close to each other so you won't have like a really, really big space, like I'm doing. And you want to make sure the rods are in different directions. And the tough part about this right here is letting it dry. Because remember, you got so much product on it. So we have to go see family anyway. So they just would see me with these rods. But the beauty of that is they'll have an idea of how I go through this transformation. You probably pay $100 or more to go to the hairstylist and have them do it. But it actually could be done. You can actually do it yourself. Well, there are times I haven't even rotted it. The reason I twist it because I find myself twisting it a lot when I take it out. So I figure if I double twist it now, when I take it out, it's already a done deal.
Being better or worse? Okay, and what do you
It just wasn't work for the person. I know.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Zachma.
Who's there?
Queen.
Queen who?
Queen my dishes, please. Queen. It's Queen. I make it funny.
He doesn't get it.
It's not complicated. Better is better. And AT&T is the nation's fastest and now most reliable 4G LTE network.
We now offer phone service as low as $1.70 a month with Magic Jack Plus. That's $19.95 a year. No computer needed. Nothing changes. And now keep your old phone number. That's right. Keep your old phone number. Get Magic Jack Plus at Radio Shack.
I talk big, right? And at the dealership, I was trying to hold my
You
own.
see, a lot of times you can't be afraid to go big because if you're planning to be natural for a long time, you're gonna eventually, your hair gonna eventually grow into the big rods anyway. So don't be afraid to at least try it.
TrueCar makes it a lot easier to go in by yourself.
I don't need to bring a dude with me.
When buying a car, get guaranteed savings and a hassle-free experience. Visit TrueCar.com. There's a new way to buy a car. It's called TrueCar. And TrueCar users save time and money. So when you're ready to buy a car, make sure you never overpay. Visit TrueCar.com today.
And the beauty about being natural is that you can always go back. You know, you can always go back, but it does take a lot of discipline and patience. It's not something that happens overnight.
How long you been doing this process now, Pooh?
It'll be a year in November. I just decided that I wasn't going to do a perm. There sometimes I was tempted, but then I decided I wasn't going to do it. Somebody that inspired me a lot was my daughter. She did it a different way. Her hair is really long, but she did it a different way. Her and my niece Charlisa, they just went ahead and they just started letting it grow out. Even my daughter BB, her hair has grown out. So everybody do it a different way. I just did the big chop. See, they young girls, so they like to weave and all that other stuff. You know, they like trying a different style. I have a couple of cousins, they're young. Ernisha and the Browns in Florida. And they've been natural for like 3 years. And they give me my pointers a lot of times. They'll say, cuz, do it like this, or cuz, don't use that, or whatever. So they give me my pointers too. But like I said, those girls are young. They were able to keep their regular length hair while going natural and just chopping it off as their hair grew. I don't have the time or patience for that. So I did what us older women call the big chop. I chopped all my hair off. And I'm very pleased with what I have so far. So I'm waiting for the day I can just walk around with like long cornrows, because that's a sign of passage when it comes to natural hair.
My addiction would have been
Because everybody knows the struggle with natural hair. It takes time, it takes patience, and there's no quick fixes until you have a certain length like my daughter does, or my niece. And actually, they are loving it because I don't think they will go back to perms. My daughter get asked all the time, is that her hair?
He was saying something.
And she responds, yep.
Now we got an issue. Oh well, we've got to deal with it.
This just turns into a headache. It's pain, it costs.
And it's like a sisterhood too, because a lot of people start this journey. My aunt, who's in her mid-50s, she has started this journey. So a lot of people start this journey with you, but a lot of people don't finish. So my aunt has similar texture of hair like I do. Everybody's hair doesn't roll up or curl up, but for those of us that do, it's
A lot of y'all hair just nap up.
as you can see, he's very biased. But he wouldn't be my man if he wasn't.
Hey, like they say, the more nap, the more dap. A lot of y'all got a lot of dapping to do.
Let's go back to the trucking company where this all started and try and figure out which way they would go.
And I always tell people, when you do your hair, you want to stand up because you work a lot faster when you stand up opposed to sitting down. Because when you stand up, you have a tendency to move faster because number one, you're tired of standing. And number two, you try to make sure that this product gets through to your hair before it dries out. Now, a lot of people, like I said, they do things differently than what I do, but I just do what works for me.
Alright, let's start over here and work our way up. Get them. You kidding me?
And it's okay to add more product to your hair, but you always want to make sure you stretch your hair out to the full length that it can be stretched out to. So that way you ensure that the roller wraps around, your hair wraps around roller. Now, a year ago, my hair was like this. So your hair will grow. It's just you having to make sure that you're disciplined.
It would have made a lot more sense not to have turned it off.
I'm going to track down the wire and see if I can find a problem. I hate to have to wait to get a mechanic out here or a road service, because this thing's got to be delivered. All right, there's loose wire down here, man.
Well, fix it!
Oh, I'm trying. All right, here, give it a shot. See what you got.
It ain't starting to click and clack. Beep, 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 beep.
And another thing, ladies, what we want to remember, what works for my hair may not work for yours. So you just keep trying. And the thing about natural hair, just like any other hair, is trial and error. I continue to get products and try them out. Some has worked and some hasn't. I have gotten suggestions from a lot of people, but our hair texture is different. So you have to do what works for your hair texture.
Repairs have set the vets back, and now they only have 30 minutes to drive 25 miles.
I have so much product at home. Sometimes I mix it, sometimes it just depends on what you want.
It's got traffic that's worse than usually at about 5:30 or 6.
Denver is the 15th most congested city in America, with traffic peaking between 3 and 7 p.m., making the Veterans 5 p.m. deadline even tougher to meet.
We're going out some direction where all the traffic's supposed to be. Why is there all this traffic going this way?
It's messing my head up, and I can't.
Aunt Jackie, you gonna pay us for advertising your stuff. You always be my auntie.
You don't know who the hell Aunt Jackie is, okay?
She's somebody auntie. Yeah.
Everybody is believed that every black person have an Auntie Jackie, an Auntie Ann, an Auntie something.
This is part 1 of the video when she gets done curling it. Then when the final do, I'll repost it so you guys can see my baby.
It's actually easy. It can be done.
Choice Hotels too. During the fall for Choice Hotels, 30% off sale.
And
30% off our already low rates. Sale ends.
my baby always liked for me to have that wow factor.
Before earning enough cash back from Bank of America to help pay for the road trip. Before they earn 1% back on all
It
purchases.
seems like he get a kick out of
And 2%
people
back
asking
at the
me,
grocery store. Even
how did
before
you do
earning
that?
3% back on gas.
They ain't gotta ask no more. They can go on YouTube and see it now.
With their Bank America Cash Rewards credit card and shorten the distance between each other. That's the majesty of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
Remember to apply more product if you need to.
Home of the movie melted McDouble you love and other amazing tastes for just $1 each. Every day, as always.
And the good thing about the big rods is that if I had a dryer, if I can go to someone's salon and just sit under the dryer, that would be great.
And you still have to
You know.
vacuum first. Unlike others, the Dyson Hard Vacuum sucks and wet wipes
The
in
blow
one
dryer
action.
won't help that.
Its digital motor and root
Not enough
cycling
heat.
technology mean powerful suction from a cordless machine. It sucks up dirt and wipes away grime to clean art floors thoroughly. All this in one action.
These heads belong to those who can't put life on hold because of a migraine. So they trust Excedrin Migraine to relieve pain fast. Plus sensitivity to light,
You
sound,
begin to get tired too.
and it's no
And like I said, what happens is when you stand up,
where Excedrin excels. Hunt, farm, orchard,
you begin to move a little faster because you're tired.
Legendary ATVs like the powerful new Sportsman 570 EFI. Value-minded side-by-sides featuring the new Ranger 570 and full-size workhorses, including the 60-horsepower Ranger XP 900 and new 5-passenger Ranger Crew 900.
And you know, the interesting thing is everybody
Huge rebates and low financing.
everybody has a different method of doing things. So if you're seeing it a different way and you like that way better, stick with that.
People call the Santini brothers.
Shit, I'm getting tired of standing here too.
I know. Just think about me.
But I'm standing with you, baby.
Yeah, it's not. And that's why a lot of people choose not to go natural neither, because you have to be creative. And a lot of hair salons specialize in natural hair. And then you have some hair salons that say it takes too much work. It's not the investment. It's not worth it. So always make sure you go to the salon, because I know my hairstylist, who I was going to, she really discouraged going natural. You know, she just kept saying, just keep it low, Stacey, keep it low. And I realized when I asked her to wash my hair, not only did she not use the right products, but she did not know how to style it. She did give me a good trim, but she did not know how to style it. So it just showed me, you know, a lot of hairstylists, it's not, they discourage it because they don't know how to do it themselves. And then you have some hairstylists, needless to say, they never go back to school to be retrained with the new dudes or whatever. They stay complacent because they keep the same customers. But just want you to know I haven't been back to my hairstylist since I have been going natural, because she's not supportive of it.
I'm so pissed that these rows of ties are gone. That was like the last straw for us. If I would have rolled up and seen these guys, I would have got someone cracked them all in the head. But you know what?
And then another thing too, going natural is very healthy on your scalp, because I have eczema really bad.
Obviously, it wasn't all floated over here. Two types of criminals.
So it's like when I use, since I have been going natural, I noticed that my hair is not as,
You better make a call.
my scalp is not as bad as it used to be.
I got good news and bad news. Found the truck. Just not the complete wreck. They basically took all the ribs and ties off.
Woo. This is not a joke.
16 ounce looking for this thing. The load is gone. There goes my bonus. Now I gotta go find tires and ribs for this thing. Throw this thing on so I can get back to New York so I can get what's left of my check. He left it up to us now.
24 minutes.
That's how long I've been doing it?
Yep.
Meanwhile, in Denver, traffic is finally moving again. But with time running out, The veterans put the pedal to the metal.
What I'm gonna do now is add some more detangling. Because the good thing about your hair, if you got some good detangling, you don't have to worry about it. Now, a lot of people want to know, okay, your hair is naturally curly. You get that curly look. Why in the heck are you putting rods in it? The reason I'm putting rods in it because one simple reason. Once you wet your hair and it's natural, you don't want to keep wetting it. You just want it to stay for a while. Just like if you had gone to the hair salon and got your hair done, you realize that a set lasts longer. If you get under dry, that would last longer than if you're under the blow dryer. And that's the same thing about a what I'm doing now. You have two choices. You can get under dryer, or you can actually let it air dry. Either result give you the same effect.
Squeeze out the pool.
Squeeze it.
No. Oh, they did.
The president has come to town.
What the hell that fool doing here?
It wasn't invited by me.
He done messed up my whole
That is some curly stuff too.
Yeah, it's naturally curly. My daughter's hair is naturally curly. I thank my dad for that. But I think what's going to happen is as my hair get longer, I won't rod it unless I'm going to like a special event. Like today is the wedding day of my cousin.
Of our cousin.
Of our cousin. You know, so I want to give a different look. We are in the country, and I definitely want to make sure I had moisturizer because it's usually hot in the country.
Doherty County, Albany, Georgia.
Yeah, for those of us who are not aware of it, and the day is Friday the 14th.
Saturday the 14th.
Saturday the 14th. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. I'm a little bit superstitious, but
We made it.
the day turned out okay.
It's gonna get better.
The day turned out okay, so that was.
It's real long up in the top too, for that crown.
Yeah, yesterday turned out okay. So thank God for that. And when I was natural, I mean when I had a perm, my hair continued to come out in patches. And it's because of my scalp. And the perm wasn't really healthy for my scalp, so it would come out in patches. And I would be so upset. And it wouldn't be when I permed it or whatever. It'd be when I wash it. And I have a big patch of hair missing. And us as women, we know when we have patches of hair missing, that is depressing. That's devastating.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And I became frustrated, to say the least. So, you know, I always tell people, pay attention to your hair. At my job, I'm the only African American member of management. So when they seen my hair, they didn't know how to say it without it sounding awkward. So it was like, oh, I like that hairstyle. Then I had others who told me, you know, their child or their daughter have French rolls when they're, you know, corn rolls, and you know, they really try to make me feel, I don't know if it was comfortable because it's my hair. I've been living with it all my life, so I don't know what they were trying to do, but clearly I seen their effort of really, I don't know, it was kind of weird. Like I told Rick, it was kind of weird because, I mean, before this, no one talked about their hair. But all of a sudden, when I come in there, oh my God, I love that. My daughter wears cornrows when she's having volleyball games, and my other daughter, she went to Spain for basketball, and you know, we're half Hispanic, and my husband is Irish, and my daughter, she has a tan complexion, and you know,
they want to be black.
And I'm listening to them, and I'm like, what in the hell is a tan complexion? You're either white or you're black. But see, what happens, I think, is that instead of them saying, one person really said, "Could I touch it?" And I'm like, "It's just hair." But then I did not get offended, and I realized I'm actually teaching them, you know, because I work in a county where they really don't like people of color. They prefer for us to be their nannies and their cleanup people. So they really don't know how to take me. But I help them out. I help them out. And maybe one of them can see this video. And help other people that need this.
Tractor trailers are one of the main targets for cargo theft. These crimes are becoming a serious threat to the economy as well as national security, costing the U.S. about $30 billion annually.
If I were to steal a truck full of beer, where are we going with it? I know how this guy's thinking, all right? He wants to get rid of this load as quick as possible without getting caught.
If it was me, I'd take it to Cincinnati. I mean, look at the crime rate there, all the hijackings and all that.
And this is really how long my hair is.
A lot of stolen loads at Cincinnati. They're not hitting the major freeways like the cops are. They're taking them back roads all the way into Cincinnati, and we're going to hightail it down through there and find them. Well, he knows the state police are going to be hot on them on the highway, so we just need to find it before they otherwise we ain't getting hit. When the police find it first, it goes in the impound and they lose their delivery, so he wants us to get out there and find it first. If he does run this route, there's certain people in the area, locals, that are going to see him run by. Any gas stations, food stands, an old man sitting out on the front porch that looks like he sits there all day and watches the road. Those are people that are going to notice a rig running out this route. You know, it's not every hour on the hour a semi runs down through here. The last place you want to hide a big rig is in a small town. I'm from a small town, and I know everybody talks. If a big rig comes rolling through this town, I'm going to find out.
Let's just stop and talk to people and start investigating.
Gas station. Roll in there.
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to,
Looking for a stolen truck. It's a white, all white truck.
I was going to change a couple in the front, but hey, it is what it is at this point. Because the direction of the curl, it makes a big deal when you're trying to untwist it and style it. Now what I have now is a full head of hair rollers, and believe me, these peach ones, they're really big, and I got them throughout my hair in different areas. But the interesting thing is that this time last year I couldn't have done this. So what I'm going to do, since I got extra rollers, I'm just going to put, and see, this is how it's going to be. That's just going to be full. So I have extra rollers, so what I'm going to do is try to put 2 on the side so that it'll be full on the side. And my hair is really coarse. A lot of people say thick. I guess it depends how you want to look at it. Thick, coarse, all of it. It's the same.
Was he got it for ransom, or was he kidnapped it, or what?
He kidnapped it, really. This guy's pretty nuts. Believe it or not, he's nuttier than you guys.
No, that ain't possible.
It is. Trust me, it is. He's got my truck. He's got a load full of clothing. He's got it get delivered. He was already supposed to be there hours ago.
A load of designer clothing and handbags bound for Las Vegas and valued at $800,000.
Sound like a TJ Maxx truck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they confiscated
the truck.
The total value of the truck and load is $850,000.
He's at a hotel somewhere around I-70.
Okay, cool. We at 34 minutes and 23 seconds. We're going to stop at 35 minutes. And I'm going to post this as the 35-minute natural hairdo by Stacey B.
Right here. Go get that thing. I'm tired of playing with this guy. He's screwing us around. We'll find it for you.
We'll find it. We'll do our best.
Angie, since you made a deal with his driver.
And the good thing is that I didn't use all my colors.
She was saying that they're trying to be nice to the guy. He thinks they're coming to bring you some money.
We got us a little secret. We ain't got no money. We just gonna take the load and go.